Well, we actually have free content. Yes, I said free, coming to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm going to tell you what all of those items are and when we should expect to see them drop in the game. So if you're somebody that just plays the game, you don't buy a bunch of content, you just bought it, you play it, and that's it. Hopefully, maybe some of these things will get you excited about it. Or if you just like, man, this game is running dry, maybe this will bring you back. Whatever your opinion is, I want to hear those things after the video. Are you still playing? What kind of issues are you having? Are you having an amazing time and just looking forward to some extra content? Whatever your opinion is, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear your opinion about the free stuff coming in. Do you think it's enough to maybe bring you back to the game if you stopped playing? Whatever your opinion is, leave them in the comments down below. If you like what I do, consider subscribing. Let's go and get into it. Now, content is a huge issue in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the community. And while a lot of people say, hey, look, the game's only been out since August, how much content are you really expecting for them to drop? Every piece of content they've dropped up to this point, besides Nancy's house, has all been paid content. And so Gunn has been criticized for that, and I would say rightfully so, because it's not just about getting stuff for free. Like, I understand there's motion capture, I understand there's dialogue, I understand that they have to do a lot in order to bring these characters to life. Something that Wes said in the recent interview that they had at Gunn was when they bring a character in the game, they look at everything that character has to offer, their backstory, what kind of music they have, all this kind of stuff. A little bit of it's kind of over the top, but anytime they bring a character in, they make sure it fits inside this world. They're not just going to copy and paste characters just to bring them out there. And so on that front, I can't appreciate it, but I will say that if you've bought every piece of DLC since launch, you've basically bought the game twice by now. Plus, you want to have things to work for, right? There's a lot of 99 players out there that are just playing the game, and if you don't have anything to work for and to earn, that's one area I think Gunn kind of dropped the ball, to be honest with you. So, with all of that said, anytime you can introduce free content into the game, it's going to definitely be beneficial for sure. I understand all this stuff, everything they release can't be free. Totally get that, and I don't mind supporting them. I mean, I've bought all the DLC up to this point because I really enjoy the game. But anyways, I'm going to start with what I see as the least cool piece of free content down to the best free content. I'm going to work in that order, okay? So we are getting a shirtless Johnny. People have been asking for this, and I really have no idea why, but shirtless Johnny is coming. They actually released a still shot of kind of what to expect from him. They said he's not totally finished. I got to be honest with you, removing a shirt off of a character, adding abs to the character. I mean, obviously Johnny's already muscular as it is, so to kind of do that and take months and months to release that, I don't develop this game. I don't know what it takes. I know they do a lot of work. It can't take that long. I'm just saying. But anyways, shirtless Johnny is coming. He's free. There you go. Enjoy for anybody that was asking for that. that's coming out for you. Another cool one, or something that is cooler, I think, is a new outfit for Sissy. I'm reading off the notes, by the way. And this is going to be free as well. And it's called the Bride Sissy. And the way they explain this is Sissy in a wedding gown with a twist. So you wouldn't expect, family members in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre to be wearing normal anything really at this point, especially if they're getting married, or the perception is that Sissy is she wants to be in love, but obviously she's kind of a psychopath. And so there's some kind of twist to this outfit or whatever. So I don't know. I think that's pretty cool that they're adding that in there. I definitely like that more than a shirtless Johnny, but hey, there you go. That's another free item. Another free piece of content that's coming, which is really cool, is museum mode. I touched on this a couple months ago because they had mentioned it, and so we should expect to see this. And just imagine a behind the scenes that you get to interact with. And so not only will they have behind the scenes stuff from the movie, but they will have behind the scenes from the game itself. So I imagine this to be, very similar to Friday the 13th museum mode, where, they will have certain set pieces, or, the chainsaw or the mask idea, or, the characters and kind of what it took to create those worlds, how Toby Hooper and Kim Heinkel, what they were thinking about or what they had to deal with, maybe the conditions while they were shooting the movie, and the game itself. And so this is really cool. And not only that, it's not just going to be a house that you walk around. There's actually going to be like mini puzzles that you have to figure out in order to open up other areas to explore. And they're going to have a camera mode, so you can take pictures. I don't know if it's going to be at certain places, inside of, I don't know if it's family house or inside the museum. You're going to be able to actually, have a camera mode, take some pretty cool pictures and stuff. Maybe I'll use one of those pictures as a thumbnail in the future. So that's very cool. And so anybody that is kind of like really attached to the lore, or wants to know more about the movie or the video game and the process in which they took to bring this thing to life, you're going to really appreciate that. I know I'll appreciate it as well. And then the last piece of free content, which is definitely the best, is going to be a new map. It's called the Abandoned Mill, or the Mill, but it's an abandoned sawmill. And so think about all of the maps up until Nancy's house. They were all kind of spread out. So you get up out of the basement in the family house, let's say. Once you got out of the family house, then it was getting to, the front driveway and turn off the generator, or to the battery exit, unless you were using the fuse, you really everybody just kind of spread out. Well, this one is based more on verticality. So we're going to have 4 levels to explore, and there's actually a creek bed outside. Now, what's interesting about this map is they said not only will it have better points of interest, so you can have better call outs to your other members. If you're like, hey, somebody's in, let's say, for example, right now, hey, somebody's in the slaughterhouse, or there's, Anna's in the slaughterhouse right now. I don't know, whatever. They said there's going to be better points of interest, so the call outs will be easier. But they also said there's going to be some interesting usage behind dropping in the wells and jumping out of windows. I don't know why I have this in my head, but when they said that, I kind of feel like if you drop down wells in this new map, it's going to be like in these big buckets of blood or something. And so when you do that, you're going to be leaving these crazy blood trails everywhere. Or I don't know, maybe something like that. Maybe something related with the sawmill itself. Maybe the wells are attached to some kind of, slides that go down back into the basement. I have no idea, but they said there's going to be some interesting things when you jump out of windows and whenever you jump down those wells. So this is a really cool map. It looks way different than anything we've played. So I'm excited about it. And I'll be honest with you, man, just my opinion really quick. I think the gun has done a really great job. Like I said, when they started talking about all of the things that they think about when they bring a new character in. For example, the music that the character listens to. I don't care about that. I like lore, and I appreciate the fact that they make sure everything ties in really, really nicely. I also appreciate the fact that, each one of the characters has their own special ability, so they feel really different. All of that stuff I really love. And again, I love the attention to detail, but there's just some things I don't think are necessary, okay? But that's just my opinion when it comes to stuff like that. I'm just excited to get some new content. I know I've been one of those people that have been like, man, when are we getting something new? But that's not, content is part of the issue, but it's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue, which I didn't even hear them talk about, and I may have missed it to be totally fair, is the lobby times, man. The lobby times, the lobby dodging is just horrendous. They're eventually going to be getting rid of the timer altogether. Hopefully that'll help, man. But we'll just have to see. And of course, I want to hear from y'all. Is this something that's going to bring you back to the game? I would love to hear where you think the state of the game is right now, whatever your opinion may be. As far as timing on all this stuff, they said within 90 days. So February 6th will be the big patch. That's what I'm going to talk about in the next video. And then within 90 days is when we should expect all of this stuff. There's a couple of big things I'm going to talk about in my next video, which will be closer to 90 days, including the new map, which will be closer to that 90-day mark. But hey, at least we have somewhat of a roadmap here. That's a step in the right direction. When you tell people, in my opinion, when you tell people, hey, this is when you can expect this stuff, even if it's a general, just, hey, within 3 months, I know that personally, that gets me excited, and I know it gives them enough time to work out the bugs and whatever they need to. I just want to know stuff is coming within a reasonable amount of time. That's my opinion, man. I'd love to hear yours down below. Again, if you like what I do, consider subscribing. See you on the next one. And as always, hold them down.